If you are like me and you were so excited to get your hands on the Kindle Colorsoft, then you saw all of the hardware issues, the negative reviews that came down the tubes from Kindle's biggest fans, you'll understand why I decided to not go with the Kindle Colorsoft and instead go with the Kobo Clara Color. I spent the last 7 days utilizing the Kobo Clara Color, so let's unbox this e-reader and all the accessories I got for it, get set up, and talk about how I was able to get this device for free. Yeah. While I unbox and accessorize my Kobo Clara Color, let's talk about why I got this instead of the Libra Color or other color e-ink devices. Number one, the Kobo ecosystem is way more open for Canadians, and I can use Libby or Overdrive on my device now. Well, if you watch my other video unboxing the Lenovo M9, you'll know that the Books Tab Mini C was sold out, which was my original choice for a color e-ink reader. The Clara is smaller and much more portable than the Libra, which I also value way more than having buttons or being able to utilize a stylus. As well, I heard that I might prefer the Kobo UI, and as a Kindle girly, I have suffered navigating the Kindle store and doing other actions on my Kindle. I just use my phone instead when trying to navigate the Kindle store. So many other reviewers have said that they prefer utilizing the Kobo store to navigate, so we'll find out if that's true. As well, I just really wanted to try Kobo Plus. There are so many different books on here, aren't on Kindle Unlimited in the niche genre that I prefer reading. Let's answer your big question, which is how did I get this almost $200 device for free? Number one, I waited for the Black Friday sale, which brought the price down from $180 something to $159. I then utilized a corporate discount that was available to me that brought the price down an additional $16 off. After that, I then also used Rakuten's 10% cashback option for purchasing this device. After all of those discounts, I then utilized my work wellness budget to purchase this e-reader. So definitely check over your benefits to see if you can utilize your wellness spending budget on something like an e-reader. The fact that I got it for free and all of the reasons why I picked this device are completely useless if I hate it. So what do I really think about the Kobo Clara Color after a week of using it? Here's what I don't like. Starting with the fact that when I tried to navigate reading and discovering new series on this device, it failed, and it failed hard. You're finished reading a book, you obviously receive different suggestions to check out a new one that's related, or if you're just browsing the Kobo store on the device, there is kind of this explore option that'll recommend different books to you. Because I enjoy the monster romance and fantasy genre, a lot of the books that are recommended to me sometimes have like 8 books in a series. Sometimes the second book in a series would be recommended to me, and when I try to click the series name to then navigate back to where I can see the series in its entirety and start on the first book, unfortunately, it's not hyperlinked. And neither is the author's name. I instead have to exit out of that search, try my best to remember the name of that book, the name of the author, which often authors use pen names, and those pen names are pretty unique. Pretty much, it's a bit of a mess and kind of annoying. Which then leads to my next point, which is book discovery is kind of hard on here. On the Kindle store that I utilize on my phone, because navigating the Kindle store on my Kindle is a bit of a nightmare, it is so much easier to discover new books, new authors, and new series, which is something that I love to do on my e-readers. This wouldn't be a big problem for people who love reading popular titles or know exactly what they want to read, but I actually go into reading pretty open and willing to read anything that kind of just comes down the tubes for me. So to not be able to navigate and discover new books for me is a little bit, I'm just not a big fan of that. It just reminds me so much of my experience of utilizing Apple Music. So easy to discover new music on Spotify or YouTube Music, but on Apple Music, just better if you know exactly what you want to listen to and you can search for that. Let's get into all the things that I do like about this device, starting with the price. In comparison to devices that are similar to it, for instance, like the Books Tab Mini C or even the Kindle Colorsoft, this device blows them out of the water for the cost. And yes, I understand that for the Books Tab Mini C, you can utilize a stylus, but I'm exclusively utilizing this as an e-reader. So it is a no-brainer to just get this for the cheaper price. Next thing that I really liked is more about me actually being taken advantage of. So I actually really loved that I was offered a 30-day trial of Kobo Plus. And it did take a second for the device to recognize that I started the trial, but once it did, it just fired right up and it was so fast. In fact, that leads to my next point, which is the fact that books download so fast on this device in comparison to my Kindle Paperwhite Signature. Oh my goodness. It also has way less glitches. So overall, the Kobo UI has been light years ahead, in my opinion, to the Kindle Paperwhite Signature. I'm specifically talking about when I'm utilizing it for reading books, not for the store. I find that I have way less glitches, way less issues of loading time. I don't skip ahead 4 pages by accident, which happens all the time on my Kindle Paperwhite Signature. I thought it was just me. It turns out it's not me, because I do not do that on this device at all. Getting into why the hardware is also part of the great user experience, there's actually a lip that is still on this device. You can see it. There's like a slight lip that is on this device that you do not see on the Kindle Paperwhite signature. It's instead just completely flat, but this has a bit of a framing around it that then divvies up the area that you can touch on the screen. Meaning when I click to turn a page, it actually turns the page on my device. This is a bit of a no-brainer, but I also love the color screen on this device. Like, look at it right now. There are so many different details. I think it is gorgeous. And of course, it's not straining on the eyes the way that my phone or my Lenovo M9 tablet would be due to the blue light. Due to the size, it is a much lighter device and much more portable. I can absolutely see myself traveling with this. It is so easy to use and so light to bring around with me. And that's pretty surprising because the battery life on this thing is so good. I have not had to think about charging this device. I have powered through so many books already on this device and haven't had to charge it. The next thing that I love, of course, is one that people talk about all the time, which is the fact that I can utilize Libby. Because I'm Canadian, I can't utilize Libby on my Kindle, so it's great that I'll be able to check out library books on this device. I will certainly update you once I give it a try. So what are my final thoughts about the Kobo Clara Color? In conclusion, I really love this device. It was honestly such an easy device to incorporate into my daily reading habits. And obviously, I knew that this wasn't going to be some life-changing device. It is an e-reader. I have multiple e-readers, but it was really cool to see how different it was from the Kindle Paperwhite signature and how it's light years ahead of certain things in terms of the user experience. I think my favorite part about this is the ability to utilize Kobo Plus, which has so many titles that are not available on Kindle Unlimited. As well, I love the fact that I can now access my Kobo library on an e-reader. I could only access it before on my tablets or my phone. Being able to read books into the night without the blue light screen is a game changer. Well, if you plan on spending your hard-earned money on this e-reader and you kind of blow your budget a little bit, check out my next video on how I got over 100 free books in 2024, and you can too.